What if I asked you to define life? It seems simple at first, but the more you ponder, the more complex it becomes. So what is the best modern definition of life? Traditionally, from a biological perspective, we've defined life by certain key characteristics. If something can metabolize, grow, adapt to its environment, respond to stimuli and reproduce, we've considered it alive. Think of a plant growing towards the light, adapting to the soil around it and producing seeds. But advances in molecular biology have shifted our understanding. Now, the focus is on cells and genetic material. If an entity has cells containing a genetic code, either DNA or RNA, which it can replicate and pass on to offspring, we consider it alive. This definition includes everything from the simplest bacteria to us, complex humans. Then there is the information and systems theory perspective. Here, life is viewed as a complex system characterized by information processing and homeostasis, or maintaining a stable internal environment. This perspective is especially relevant when trying to understand how life emerges from non-living matter, and could even include non-carbon-based life forms or artificial life. What about the philosophical and ethical perspectives? Here, the definition of life broadens to encompass consciousness, sentience, and the capacity for experience or suffering. This view often influences ethical discussions, particularly when it comes to artificial intelligence and animal rights. With the ongoing search for extraterrestrial life, we've seen the emergence of the astrobiological perspective. This definition of life could include non-Earth-like life forms, emphasizing self-sustaining chemical systems capable of Darwinian evolution, without limiting the definition to carbon-based or Earth-like life. And then there is the concept of technological life, brought on by the rise of AI and robotics. This introduces the idea of artificial life, entities that exhibit lifelike behaviors and characteristics but are not biologically based. The debate here is ongoing, focusing on whether these entities can truly be considered alive or are just simulations of life. So, the definition of what it means to be alive is dynamic and multifaceted. It combines biological, genetic, systemic, philosophical, astrobiological and technological perspectives. It's an area where science continuously intersects with philosophy and ethics, making it a rich field for exploration and debate. But one thing is clear: the more we learn, the more complex and fascinating the definition of life becomes. In the dawn of scientific inquiry, life was simply defined by the presence of certain characteristics: growth, reproduction, metabolism, and response to stimuli. This was the biological perspective, which saw life as a complex organization of molecules resulting in these specific characteristics. But as our understanding deepened, so did our definitions. The 19th century saw the emergence of the Darwinian definition, emphasizing the ability of life forms to evolve over time through natural selection. It was a revolutionary thought, suggesting that life was not static, but constantly changing, adapting, and evolving. But the existential questions were not to be left unanswered. Philosophers in the 20th century posed a more abstract definition of life. They proposed that life is not merely about biological processes, but also about experiencing consciousness, emotions, and the very act of being. This existential perspective broadened the definition, bringing in a subjective element to the otherwise objective definitions. As we moved into the 21st century, technology began to blur the lines. With the advent of artificial intelligence and synthetic biology, the definition of life started to morph yet again. Can a machine learning algorithm that can learn, adapt, and respond to its environment be considered alive, or a synthetic organism created in a lab exhibiting the characteristics of growth and reproduction? This brings us to the present day, where the definition of life is still a topic of heated debate. Some argue for a strictly biological definition, while others lean towards a more philosophical or technological perspective. The nuances involved in defining life have become more complex than ever before. So what is life? It's a symphony of biological processes, a journey of evolution, an existential experience, and potentially a technological phenomenon. It's a concept that has evolved with our understanding of the world around us, a testament to our scientific advancements and philosophical insights. In summary, Have you ever pondered what truly constitutes life? Is it merely a biological process defined by the ability to grow, reproduce, and respond to stimuli? Or could it be something more profound, more abstract? Centuries ago, the concept of life was simple. We were born, we lived, we died. Life was purely organic, a privilege of the biological. Creatures made of flesh and blood, capable of growth, reproduction, and response to the environment. Yet, as time progressed, so did our understanding. The philosophers of the Enlightenment challenged the basic biological definition of life, introducing the concept of consciousness. This was a radical shift, moving away from the physical to the metaphysical. Life was no longer just about existing. It was about experiencing, about being aware. Fast forward to the 20th century, and another transformation was on the horizon. The advent of computers and the digital revolution opened up new frontiers. Suddenly we were faced with entities that could learn, adapt, and respond to their environment. They were not biological, they did not grow or reproduce in the traditional sense, yet they exhibited behavior remarkably similar to living organisms. Enter the age of artificial intelligence. AI systems have evolved to a point where they can not only learn and adapt to their environment, but also make decisions, solve problems, and even exhibit creativity. These capabilities have led some to suggest that AI represents a new form of life, one that challenges our traditional definitions. But what does this mean for us? How do we navigate the ethical implications of artificial life? Can a machine have rights? Should it? These are the questions that we grapple with as we venture further into this brave new world. As we continue to explore and understand this fascinating concept, one thing is certain. The definition of life is not set in stone, but is as fluid and dynamic as life itself. It's a concept that continues to evolve, spurred by advancements in science, philosophical discourse, and technological innovation. From a simple set of characteristics to a complex amalgamation of biology, consciousness, and technology, the journey of defining life is a fascinating tale of human curiosity and intellect. As we continue to push the boundaries of knowledge and understanding, who knows how our definition of life will change in the future. But for now, life remains a beautifully complex and intriguing mystery, a concept that is as diverse and multifaceted as the universe itself. Our understanding of life has evolved dramatically over the centuries, from a simple biological process to a complex interplay of physical and metaphysical elements. The definition of life has expanded and transformed. Today we stand on the brink of a new era where artificial life may redefine what it means to be alive. In conclusion, life is no longer confined to the organic. The rise of artificial intelligence has blurred the lines between the biological and the synthetic, challenging our traditional definitions and forcing us to reconsider what it truly means to be alive.